Hi guys and welcome to the video. Now, I'm doing a review of a set. Yes, I know it's a rarity on the channel, but it has been happening quite a lot lately, mainly due to Lego Movie 2. Awesome sets, awesome movie. If you want to read my review, go to lifeandbrick.com, the review for the movie, and also a written review for this eventually. But I'm actually reviewing this time the Emmet and Benny's Build and Fix Workshop. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to review this one is because it's got the big 4+, which is kind of a newer thing that's coming to Lego. But the main point of it is it's for younger Lego fans. You know, the fans that are moving from Duplo onto normal Lego. So the builds are a bit easier. Now, I've got a 5-year-old son who's just getting into Lego, so it's very much... it's very important to me, these sets, because I'm trying to drag him into my passion. But, yeah, it's a cool set anyway. I mean, it comes with Emmet and Benny, and you get Spaceship! So, I'll have a look at it. I'm not going to do a build video, mainly on the basis that I built it with my son, so I didn't have a chance to do a speed build. But don't worry, because we'll go through it. We'll have a look. I'll show some pictures, and we'll just go from there. So anyway, the first thing you build is obviously Emmet. So here he is in yet another set. As with the 2014 sets, Emmet probably appears in more sets than anyone else. It's not surprising. I mean, he's the main character in the film. So it's very rare, though. When you look at other kind of movie tie-ins, you don't tend to get the main character appearing in almost every set, with the exception of maybe Batman, who also appears in this film. So it's all good. But yeah, anyway, going on to Emmet and the minifigure. It's very much the same as what you get in all the other sets. Let's just go to a picture and you'll be able to see. There's nothing overly exciting about this. I mean, it's actually got a simpler face, very kind of, than what I've seen so far in the 2019 sets. But on the back, he looks a bit concerned on his other face. But if you look, you can see it's very much like the 2014 sets in the sense that the design hasn't changed, apart from it's a little bit scuffed to show that he's had a bit of wear and tear over the 5 years. Nothing overly exciting there. Similarly, if we move on to Benny the Spaceman. Now, everyone loves Benny, but if you're that desperate to get a Benny minifigure, then I recommend going for his Space Squad. It's £9. I think it's about the same in dollars, not too sure, but it's probably the most popular set ever in that price range. It sold out almost immediately when it came out, and it took me ages to get hold of one, but it's awesome. Anyway, let's have a look at Benny up close, and you'll see that there's very little difference between what you get in the 2014 sets and what you get in here. I wouldn't even say he's worn away anymore. The only difference with this particular one is obviously the faces again. We get a kind of very sincere, happy-looking guy and his big open mouth laugh. Other than that, there's very little to distinguish this Benny from any of the other sets. And as I said, if your main goal is to just get Benny, get the Space Squad, because the other minifigs that come with that are going to be a rarity in a few years' time, definitely, because it's all very retro space. I'll move on to the sets now. Now, if we go on to the build, and we've got this cool little thing. Now, the one thing you'll notice about these sets is there's a lot less detail on the actual build itself. It's very much, if you can see, a massive printed piece, though, not stickers. Printed piece, but all that detail on there. I mean, if they really wanted to, they could have made that into a proper Lego piece. I mean, you've got the chain on there and, you know, lights and stuff like that. It's all stuff that they could do with normal elements, but because this is the 4+ sets, they've tried to kind of make it as easy as possible for a build, from a build perspective. They did the same with the Cars 3 sets that they brought out a couple of years ago. All the Lightning McQueens. If you've got the 4+ ones, you got like printed Mater things on there, and they actually, if you have a look, they brought out not just 4+ ones, but they brought out the normal sets, and there is a massive difference in terms of the actual build itself. So let's move on to the pictures for this vehicle, because even though it is a quite simplistic design, it still looks cool. I'm not going to deny it. I like it. It's awesome. I mean, it's very, very blocky, yes, but that's the kind of Lego I grew up with, so I quite enjoy it. Plus, like I say, it's fewer pieces, so it's a lot easier to build. And that's kind of the main thing with these 4+ sets. If you look on the back, it's got some cool fire. I've seen these kind of fire pieces used. I think the last time I saw a fire piece like this used was what was it? The big bus from Cars 3, actually, because those were the first sets that I started getting for my son. So that's why the Cars 3 keeps coming up. But yeah, I mean, it's good. If you look on the front, you've got Wild Style logo on the main bit. I'm not sure what that's all about because she's not in the set. And as I said, looking at the printing on the front, you could have done it in Lego pieces, but it doesn't matter. It's got nice, massive wheels, which is awesome. Anyway, keep going with Emmet's stuff, and we also get this. It's a cool little toolkit thing. Obviously, this is a build and fix workshop, so you need some tools to be a workshop. I love these little things. I've got one again from a car set that came with I think it was Smokey's Garage or something. It came with one of these, and it's basically exactly the same design. If you go to the picture, you'll be able to see. So it's very, very simple in the sense of, the draw piece is the kind of thing you would get on a Lego City fire engine. I've seen them on there, and it's big enough. I mean, the wheels on the bottom are quite cool though. Very, very kind of basic. Really do the job. I don't really know what I can say about this really. I mean, the pictures kind of describe it in terms of build time. But this and the car, you're looking at about, if you're a normal Lego user, a normal kind of an older Lego fan, shall we say, it's going to take about 10 minutes to build. It's not amazingly complicated. If you're doing with a youngster or they're doing it, you're probably looking at a bit more build time, but it's less frustrating because it's bigger pieces. So this is a really nice transitional piece going from Duplo to normal Lego, and that's kind of the point of the whole 4+ bits. Also, again, with Emmet as part of that build, we get this, a nice little scenery piece. Again, in the background, it's just a printed piece. There are no stickers in this set, and that, for me, is a win. I hate stickers in Lego sets. Sometimes they're really good. Like for the cheaper sets, they do add the detail that you can't get with the Element. But when you see them on the more expensive set, they just kind of cheapen it. But yeah, it works really well on here. Printed pieces, as you can see. There's a lot more detail in the background, and it's a very simple kind of build. Let's go on and have a look at the picture, and we'll see. So we've got this big gas pump on the right-hand side. It's 4 pieces. But it looks nice. Same with the smaller pumps. Again, there's not a great deal you can say about it. I mean, it does the job. It looks really cool, and it's a nice little piece just to sit in the background for playtime. It works really well. But yeah, I mean, that's about it really from that perspective. I mean, if you look at the detail on the actual big, large printed piece, I don't know how they would do that in Lego without making it a much bigger set, a much more expensive set, because there's a lot of detail in there. I mean, I've seen it in the Lego Batman sets that we got that were in like the power plant sets. I don't know if you can remember back then. They had a couple of different power plant sets which actually connected together. They had a similar kind of detail to this in the background, so they could have got it in there, but it would have been a much more expensive set and it would have cost a lot more money, and that's not what you want. The whole point of getting these sets is they're quite cheap in terms of price tag, and they're also not very complex. Moving on to the star of the show, in my opinion, and it's this. Now, this is a spaceship. I have to keep saying spaceship. Oh, I love the Lego movie, both of them. But yeah, this thing, it's really basic, but it looks awesome. This is the kind of like space Lego that I grew up with, so I love it. I absolutely love it. My son absolutely loves it, and that's the main thing. But before I actually go into too much detail and show you the pictures, I have to show you this. So this opens up like this, and you can actually slide this thing out. So it's a little moon buggy, and that literally just kind of, there's a little ramp and it fits in place. When I was growing up and I was building Lego sets in kind of the mid to late when I was growing up and when I was building Lego sets, this very much the kind of thing that I was going for. It was by building a spaceship. This was about instructions, of course. It was just building it out of random pieces. Building spaceships with the single point of being able to fit one of these in it. And there you go. They've done it. Awesome. So let's have a look at the pictures and look at this in a bit more detail. Again, it's not a very complex design. So if we start with the moon buggy, that's really not a very complex design. It's like a 2-minute build, if that. But it's the point of it. I mean, it looks really, really cool when you put it up against, especially if you are a fan of the kind of retro 80s stuff, then this is definitely the set to go with. If we have a look at the spaceship, now you see there's a massive kind of grey triangular piece. Now that actually comes with the set. It's pre-built, so you're taking a massive kind of the main chassis of the spaceship and you're just building on it, which again, you know, it's really good for younger fans of Lego, because it allows you to kind of really build it up quickly, see what you're building, and you know, with very little effort they're making really good progress, which is a great confidence builder if you're just getting a youngster into Lego in the first place, because it can be quite frustrating when you're doing you know, going through the instructions when you're building a really complex set. It's really fiddly, and you know, from a kid's perspective, they've got to get got to get someone older involved to help them out. Whereas this, my 5-year-old could build with no problem whatsoever, and that's the big thing with the 4+ sets. I know I've said that multiple times already, but it is a big thing. So having a look at it, I mean, I love the color scheme, the whole kind of yellow, translucent yellow windscreen. Mix that with the little yellow bits on the back of the tail. It just looks awesome. You know, it's very much Benny color coordinated. The grey, the blue, the yellow. It just looks really cool. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more detail on this, but because I got the space squad, I'm going to find a way to kind of integrate the two into one, because that came with a tiny little spaceship as well. But I reckon there's ways that we can make this into one really awesome set, and I think that's kind of the point. But yeah, the boosters on the back really kind of add to it, and again, they're really easy. You know, it's 2 pieces, and then you click it into place. That's probably the only place that you'll find that, you know, parenting help might come in handy if you're building this with a youngster, because you know, it can take a little bit of strength to put these into place, because if we come back to me, you can see that it's one of those hinges that really, I mean, they're really tough to get in and really tough to kind of get out. I can't actually pull it out without breaking it, so I'm not so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, if you look on the inside, you've got you know, you've got a tiny little kind of readout there. I mean, I've seen that printed piece on hundreds of sets over the years. The big important thing, the one I really like, I don't remember ever seeing it in any other sets, but I've seen it in every single set with Benny in so far, is this piece. So it's the I don't know whether you can see that very well. It's kind of the seat piece, but it's deliberately got a back bit here, so you can fit the air pump, whatever they're called, basically the air piece that sits on the back that allows them to breathe in space, of course. So it means that he can actually sit down, which is kind of a big deal. I've seen it on this. It's obviously, there's one on here as well. But yeah, it's a really cool set. If you're genuinely looking to get a Lego fan, a young Lego fan interested in Lego and actually Lego building, not just the movies, especially if they love the movie, then this is a great set to start with. A great set to get them from the Duplo onto the main Lego, because it's really easy to build. It doesn't take very long to build, and yet it looks really cool. I mean, even me as an adult, adult fan of Lego, I want this set. I bought it for my son, but I want this set. And it's a really decent price, and you know, it works really well with all the other sets, even though, as I said, the detail is it's not amazing, it's not brutal, but the stickers do the job. You'll also find with these 4+ sets a lot of Marvel ones. There's a lot of Spider-Man ones I've seen out there. There's some Batman ones now. There's even Star Wars ones that have come out recently, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a big kind of growing thing, and it's a genius move from Lego, because it means they've essentially they're saying that we've found these sets that are kind of just in that middle between the Duplo and the more complex sets, and it works really well. Anyway, thank you for listening to me have a passionate rant about the 4+ sets, as well as looking at this set in a bit of detail. I highly recommend it. I will have a full written review up on lifeandbrick.com very soon. Do check out the other written reviews. So obviously I've done some videos, but I do much more detailed, proper reviews, not just rants, actually looking in the sets in a lot more detail. So do visit lifeandbrick.com. Anyway, please give me a thumbs up if you've liked this video. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've got this set or you bought it for a youngster, let me know your thoughts. I'll be very interested. Anyway, I'll be back very, very, very soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.